Alright, guys, tonight should be a nice and fun night because tonight we're going to be watching AEW Dynamite. It should be a great show. You know, it's a big triple threat that's going to be happening tonight, and I've been looking forward to it all week. So, it should be a great night. It's good to see you, Garrett. It's good to see everybody who's here. I hope everybody's having a great time. Looking forward to it all week. That's right. So it should be a great night. We're just going to be starting off. Let's see. There's a bit of an echo happening. Let's take care of that. Sorry. So there was a little bit of an echo happening, but we're here. All right. Lots of echo happening, as you can see. So there was a little bit of an echo happening, but we're here. Okay. I think the echo is probably taken care of now, right? Yeah, it is taken care of. Alright, good stuff. Let's see. I think the echo's probably taken care of now, right? Yeah, it's not. So, lots of echo technical difficulties taking place. Yeah, it's not. So, lots of echo technical difficulties taking place. Let's take a look. What is going on here? Alright, should be okay now. Good to see you, Ricky, Jake. It's great to see everybody. Quite a start. Quite a start, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're good. We're good now. Fantastic. Alright, so let's get into Dynamite. Let's start watching the show finally. Yeah, so, by the way, so as you can see to my right here, right, to my right, this is where you can follow me on Twitter because we're going to be having live conversation on Twitter very soon. So I was just trying to figure that out, but there's lots of echo happening right now. But yeah, in the meantime, just follow me on Twitter because we're going to be having live watch-along simultaneously both on YouTube as well as on Twitter. And during the commercial breaks, we will be having conversations on Twitter. So you can, if you don't have Twitter, you can make an account. Follow me there because we'll be talking on Twitter very soon. That's right. It's great to see everybody once again, but let's get into the show now. Also, big news that is coming in. So starting March, I believe 2nd of March, we're going to be having ROH TV. So ROH is going to be back on TV. It's going to be exclusive to their subscription service, but it's going to be on TV finally. And we're going to be watching it. We're going to be watching the live watch-alongs for all the... we're going to be having live watch-alongs for all the ROH, shows moving forward. So it's going to be starting off from the 2nd of March, I believe, and it's going to be starting exclusively on their subscription service. And we will be also starting the ROH watch-alongs as soon as the show premieres. So that should be good. I'm excited about it. It's been quite a while since we've seen ROH, weekly television. It's finally here. It should be good. That's right. So let's get into Dynamite. Alright, and Brooklyn Joker says CM Punk's coming back. Now, I did not hear about that. Is that something that recently happened? Well, but if that happens, that's quite a news. But one thing's for sure, ROH is coming back, and that's a major news. Ricky, it's good to see you. James, it's great to see you. Brooklyn Joker, true, my brother. It's good to see everybody. Jake, hope you're doing well. Yeah, that's right. But big stuff happening. Next week, we're also going to be getting a huge championship match. Jinder Mahal is fighting for a title once again. Jinder Mahal is going to be fighting Braun Breaker for the NXT championship. And it seems like Jinder Mahal is a different person in NXT. Looks like they're revamping him now that he's on NXT, which is pretty cool, right? He's once again paired up with Sangha and Veer. but they are definitely revamping him, new outfit and everything, and new, attitude as he's going to be fighting Braun Breaker. I think it's going to be a blockbuster of a match. Next week, NXT, we're going to be watching it together, and we're going to be watching that championship match, Jinder Mahal versus Braun Breaker. I think it's going to be a very, very good match. So, of course, we're going to be there. Speaking of Jinder Mahal, here we are. It's two Indians right here, and they're fighting the Ass Men right now. There you go. Billy Gunn laying out Satnam Singh flat down on the ring. That's right. Wait, why HRE going to be live on NXT? That's right. So NXT, Jinder Mahal is going to be fighting for the championship. I think it's a pretty big movement. It's been a while since I've seen Jinder Mahal competing for any title. It's happening next week. I think it's going to be something very important. So, of course, we're going to be having a little watch-along for that. That's correct. And I can see Ricky asking, what about the Discord calls? We're going to keep Discord active as well moving forward. But, we're trying out Twitter Spaces. Let's see what, works out better. If Twitter Spaces works out better and, if people start liking it more, we probably will stay on Twitter Spaces when it comes to the audio calls. But Discord, of course, the server is active. But we're going to test Twitter Spaces out as well. So if you guys have not followed me on Twitter just yet, make sure to do so, because we're going to be having calls on Twitter moving forward very soon. Once I can figure out this whole echo stuff. Probably from the next show, we're going to have calls on Twitter. So probably doing something wrong here, technically. So we're going to start doing that. But here we are right now. There you go. Jeff Jarrett taken out by a Superman punch. I think I can call that a Superman punch right here from Orange Cassidy. And the Acclaimed. There we are. Max Caster here. And that's going to hurt Sonjay Dutt a lot, right? Those kicks. That's going to hurt him. And Orange Cassidy's got to go for a big dive right there. There you go. And Brooklyn Jerker, brother, you can follow me on Twitter. It's to my right. It says Wrestling News. The name stays the same on every single social media. So Wrestling News right there. You can, hit the follow button and we'll be connected. So Twitter was something that, was kind of inactive all this while. I never really was into Twitter. But, let's try it out now because they have Twitter Spaces and they're also expanding their entire tools for content creators. I think it could be a potential space for us to exist. So, yeah, Twitter, just hit the follow and we're going to be having the live conversations right over there. And as you can see right there, look at the Ass Boys are here. And Max Caster is here as well. That's right. There you go. Love that. Thank you for that, Ricky. Really appreciate it. And I can see you, James. That's right. Scissoring time. It is scissoring time indeed. And the Scissors, they pick up the big win. You got the Daddy Ass. You got the Acclaimed. You got Orange Cassidy. With a big victory here. Big scissoring time indeed. Look at that. And Orange Cassidy is also down to scissor, as you can see right there. Interesting. Pretty sweet start to Dynamite tonight, that's for sure. That's right. Revolution happening very soon. Also, ROH got to be on TV once again very soon. Big stuff happening. That's correct. Love that. I love that, guys. That's right. And they're giving us a look at last Wednesday, whatever happened last Wednesday. MJF brutally assaulting, of course, Bryan Danielson. This match is going to be happening at Revolution. Bryan has finally earned his way to Revolution. He's going to be fighting MJF for the championship. I think it's going to be a pretty big movement. Let's see how this goes at Revolution. Revolution is going to be a great pay-per-view from the looks of it. This match right here, it's going to be fantastic. Let's see. Also, this weekend, as we know, Elimination Chamber takes place, and right before Elimination Chamber, we start the watch-along, we're going to be having a little bit of trivia, so, test your wrestling knowledge with us. Also, on the line is going to be the Galactic Championship, And when it comes to the actual pay-per-view, we're going to be having, once again, the Predictions Championship on the line. So both the titles right now, they're vacated because, because of the hiatus, because we were gone for so long. So now that we're here, we're going to be having a fresh start, and both the titles will be vacated and will be, starting off from ground zero. So, both the Galactic as well as the Predictions Championship on the line this Saturday night. That's right. And here we are. That is interesting. All right, so James says, that's right. It is time for Wild Things time. That's correct. And as far as the time for, this Saturday is concerned, we're going to be starting off the trivia at 7 p.m. Eastern. And of course, the show starts at 8 p.m. So an hour prior to that, we're going to start the trivia. And here we are. It is time for Wild Things indeed. Jon Moxley and Claudio coming out. Gotta love the title around Claudio's waist, I can get used to that. That is right, Ricky. Wild things indeed. It is time for some wild, wild things. Making their way out through the crowd right here. And they have been jumped right there in the crowd. Couldn't even make their entrance properly. They have been jumped down right there in the middle of the crowd. And the things are really, really getting wild here, are they not? There you are. Big elbow strike right there to Claudio. Grabs him from the back of the head. Throws him over the barricade. Claudio with a big elbow strike for himself. Knocking the guy out. Yeah, evening the odds right here, Claudio. Pretty well. Wow. With that being said, we go to picture-in-picture quite early. I have no idea. How long has it been? Wow. Quite early into the show, we already get our first picture-in-picture. Pretty cool. But I have to say, I love the new graphics, I think, just like somebody mentioned last week, a lot more professional than what we were getting all this time. The new graphics are slick. Even the picture-in-picture, the graphics happening in the background. I'm a fan. Pretty cool. Wow, look at that. So it doesn't look like these guys are, they want to be in the ring anytime soon. They're very happy. They're once again very dominant between the crowd. And finally, there you go. Moxley throws him over the barricade. They're finally making their way to the ring. That's good. And James says, love your color. That was my grandma's favorite color. Always put that color for... Oh, wow. Purple. Love that, James. It's beautiful. Beautiful. And here we are. Yeah, these guys, they've got no problem. They've got no problem being in the crowd, being ringside. No rush to be in the ring, They're taking care of Rush right there, ringside. Also getting a commercial break right here, for Hogwarts Legacy. And people are loving this game. And with that being said, we go on a full-on commercial right now. Full-on commercial it is. There we are. Okay. DealDash.com is giving us a Xbox for $51 instead of $500. Too good to be true, that's for sure. DealDash.com sounds like a cash, does it not? Go to DealDash.com and save up to 90%. That's gotta be a scam, right? Without a doubt, that's gotta be a scam. Anyway, so what we're gonna be doing, just like I said, from next show, that is probably gonna be SmackDown, because getting a lot of echo when I'm trying this whole Twitter Spaces right now. So from next week's SmackDown, we're gonna be doing Twitter Spaces. The way I was thinking, to do it was we're gonna be having Twitter Spaces stream. It's going to be Watchalong simultaneously. We're going to be playing it on Twitter as well. But when we are on commercial, we're just going to be having conversations on Twitter. So, we'll be able to communicate with each other on Twitter. So, we're going to be doing that. And of course, you'll be able to hear the whole conversation right here on YouTube as well. So no matter you join us on Twitter or not, you're going to be able to be a part of the conversation, or at least listen to the conversation on YouTube as well. So yeah, it's going to be all connected, and we're most likely going to be starting from SmackDown because of some unexpected technical glitch. But here we are once again. Look at that. Shirt's been ripped open. A big chop right there to the chest of Moxley. Moxley in tough spot in the ring. And also Claudio seems like, he's also in a little bit of a tough spot right there ringside as Rush is now in control. That's right, Ricky. It's gonna be fun for sure, brother. It's gonna be a good time. And here we are once again. Claudio laid out on the ringside, and these two are now taking care of Moxley. Moxley all by himself in the ring right now. Alright, let's see. So by the way, guys, we're going to be having, we're now going to be rolling out all the interviews that were not released in the past, all the pending interviews. So this weekend, we're going to be having an interview with Jinder Mahal's former friend, Gurveer Shira. I'm talking about one of the Singh brothers. So we're going to be having the interview with him releasing this weekend. Also next weekend, it's going to be Maddie Rinkowski. And we're going to be having a lot of the previously unreleased interviews that will be rolling out starting this weekend itself, starting with one of the Singh brothers, Jinder Mahal's former friends. And we're going to be having new interviews coming soon, around WrestleMania. Of course, in the new set, in the new 4K format. So I'm very excited about that as well. And here we are, Claudio going for the cover. It's a 1, it's a 2, and a kick out right here. Andy is not here for some reason. I think it's something personal. But he should be here later on, That's right. He's probably taking care of his friends or something. But he should be here later on. And here we are, Claudio. Evening the odds one more time here with the chairs in the ring, stacking the chair up in that corner. Moxley also in control ringside, taking on Rush, sending him face first into the barricade. And Claudio is not looking to show any mercy. Speaking of mercy, or no mercy if I may, Cobra Kai is coming back. Cobra Kai is coming back for one more ride. Season 6, it's going to be end to the chapter, the decades-long chapter between Johnny Lawrence and LaRusso. It all comes to an end. It's going to be happening very soon because Cobra Kai Season 6, the final season, is coming to Netflix. So, excited about that. I think it's going to be good. Looking forward to it. I've been a big Cobra Kai fan, and the show is coming to an end with the final Season 6. Yeah, that's right. And Kenneth, it's good to see you. Kenneth, oh my god, I love that name. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. And here we are, Claudio once again. Claudio and Moxley working as a team, sending the guy face first into the steel chair, stacked up ringside. That's gotta hurt. That has gotta hurt for sure. Sharush already has been taken care of ringside. He's taken care of right here in the ring. I think the match is gonna be over very soon. Looks like it. You're asking me, AEW or WWE. Kenneth, we've been over this. I feel like both the promotions have their pros and their cons. So, yeah, I mean, I'm in for both of them. I'm in for both of them. So whenever these guys are having a show, I'm in. That's right, Ricky. Yep. So the war is there, right? People who say there's no war, there's no competition, whatnot. Of course, a war is there. These two are absolute, neck to neck competition. That is without a doubt. So there is no denying that the war exists. But again, it's 2023. It's a more subtle war than, going out there and having a full-on war like we did back in the 90s. This is a different world altogether. We don't have to get crazy like we did in the 90s. It's a lot more subtle, a lot more professional. It's a more of a corporate war than anything else. That's that. Kenneth says, me a diehard AEW fan. I know, Kenneth. I know. You started watching AEW later, but when you did, you fell in love. So that's great. And here we are one more time. Of course, we're getting a commercial for these impractical jokers, right? These guys were here last week promoting their show with a baseball, with Chris Jericho's baseball bat, to be exact. They were here, and of course, they kind of paid the price for it and whatnot. But Impractical Joker now streaming on True and TBS, so that's that. And James says, yes, love Maddie, been wanting you to interview her for a long time. Maddie's great. I loved her energy when we spoke. She definitely is quite charming, quite a personality, quite a character, so this interview with Maddie should be good, so it should be good. Yeah, I hope you like it. Moxley, of course, James. No surprise here that Moxley is bleeding, right? The sun comes up every single morning, and of course, Moxley bleeds every other week. No surprise here. And AJ, you said new video, W social media page about Mommy Rhea and wait, so there's a new video about Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio? I have to check that out. Let's see. Rhea and Dominic. By the way, Hangman Page has got to be watching this whole thing very, very closely, correct? Very closely. And here we are, we actually have a new video here with Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio. Let's take a look.
The reservation was for Rey Mysterio, correct?
No.
Well, him and his lovely wife are seated right over there.
Are you?
Absolutely not.
Are you kidding?
No.
Seriously?
Really, Ray?
On Valentine's Day, you decide to ruin my night, my first Valentine's Day with mommy, huh?
You're kidding.
Are you serious? And not
Don't
only
you?
that, but you ruined my childhood as well? Huh? You're done.
That is funny.
Excuse me. I'm going to have to call him.
That is funny.
See ya. Wish I could say the same. Have a good night.
Bye, Angie.
See, I told you it was going to be a good Valentine's Day.
You got it. Thank you.
Where's the waiter to get all this
I don't know.
terrible?
Come get this crap. Come on.
Can you get this out of here, please?
I don't know.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you bring me your most expensive bottle of champagne and your finest chicken wings?
And hold the ketchup. He doesn't like spice.
I do not.
Ranch. We want ranch.
Yes.
Cheers.
And yeah, that's it.
Oh, come on. 3 hours late. Oh, okay.
Actually, pretty good. And there's no raspberry. I almost broke my tooth on that.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, thanks.
Perfect.
Can you get that one out of here? This one's been used up. Thanks. I'm still working on it.
Yeah,
Actually,
let's do
don't touch it. And can you put it all in the Mysterio tab? Sure. Appreciate it. Are you sure? Wait, what? You know what? It's okay. I got it. Grab the wallet here. Can't believe you're actually doing this. It should be on the account, but
Exactly.
you want to take away my dessert too.
Yeah, I know.
Come back quickly, please.
Delicious.
I'm sorry, your card was declined.
The card was declined, apparently.
Positive. I'm so sorry
You
about
kidding?
that. Unfortunately,
The card.
Take a side, Tip.
Well, all right, that was funny. That was funny. All right, so the card was declined, and of course, Mysterio was in the risk of going to prison again. So he made his way out of there, and Rhea Ripley had to pay the bill. So that was funny indeed, Ricky. Thanks for sharing that. Anyways, the match is still going on, as we can see right here on Dynamite. And Claudio, all right, well, it definitely took a bit of a turn, did not? It did not. Claudio right now, just wrapping his fist up with the metal chain in hand. Claudio is looking for an evil plan right there. A big shot right there to the forehead. Busting his opponent open. He's not looking to show any mercy, as we can see here. Going for a spinneroonie in the center of the ring, and his opponent. And not only is he bleeding, he is dizzy. His head is spinning. Just not a good night for him, that's for sure. And Ricky says, anytime Asia. That was indeed funny, right? Video was hilarious. Jonathan, it's good to see you, brother. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Great to see you. And Kenneth says, and the pay-per-views just hit different. I love how there's not that many pay-per-views. It makes it more special. I understand that. Yep. You know, very, very exclusive pay-per-views, Kenneth. You're right. It does make it special. Good to see you. Good to see Mr. Singh. Good to see everybody. Hope you're all doing well. And here we are. What a match indeed, right? It's crazy. That steel chain really did its work. You know, look at the guy. His forehead is all busted open. He's bleeding. You know, like a tomato bottle right now, like a bottle of tomato ketchup. The blood is just pouring out of his head. Not a good sign at all. Moxley also busted wide open. There's a lot of blood in this match. You know, on a regular episode of Dynamite, there's a lot of blood. That's for sure. Stressful day, but nearly the weekend. Oh dear, Jonathan. Seems like you had a very busy day at work. That's okay, because weekend is here, and you know, being busy is always a good thing. So, good job, Jonathan. You're doing well. Great. And here we are. Rush not looking to have. Oh, he's actually furious. Look at this guy. Very furious. Did you see my other comment before that? Let's see. Yep, I know. You're a diehard AEW fan. I did see it, Kenneth. I did see it. And Claudia's gonna go for a ride again, or maybe not. A chair shot to the back of Claudio, and he goes down hard. Is that guy wearing my blazer? Definitely looks like my blazer. That's right. Jonathan says, Triple H said, we want to see blood in WWE for a long time. He did say that. He did say that, you know, blood is not worth it. Blade jobs are not worth it. He said, we're in a different time altogether now. It's no longer the 80s and 90s. We don't really need blood, or we don't really need, you know, to put somebody in danger for the sake of entertainment. So Triple H is totally against it. And it just, I guess, suits their demographic as well, right? WWE is more geared towards the younger audience. They don't need blood, right? They don't need blood every single week. That's not something that they need, or that's not something their parents might want to, you know, for their kids to see. So it suits their demographic. But for AEW, a more hardcore fan base, you know, obviously what they're doing is working for them. So both the companies are quite similar, but also a little bit different when it comes to stuff like this, right? So while AEW is pro blood, and you can get you know, bloody matches every single week or every other week, WWE, on the other hand, they're a little more cautious about it. That's true. Not after the diehard fan com. That's right. That's right. After the diehard fan comment, I just saw your comment about the pay-per-views. Nothing else, Kenneth. There's no other comment from you. And you know what? They say no rest for the wicked. That's right, Jonathan. But you're not wicked. You're pretty cool. You're a very nice guy. So that's that. I see you, Kenneth. That's right. I know you love blood. I see it. Alright, by the way, time really flying by here, right? It's been about 36 minutes since we've been watching the show. It doesn't really feel like 36. Time really is flying. Not like the GCW, that is brutal. So GCW, you know, within the wrestling circuit, right, within the independent wrestling circuit, GCW, actually, I know this is going to offend a lot of the GCW fans, but within the indie wrestling circuit, they call GCW Garbage Championship Wrestling. They do it. It's a name that's often used for that company because of their ethics, because of the environment in the locker room, because of the kind of shows that they put on. GCW does not have a very good repetition. It has a very good repetition amongst very very little demographic. Very few people actually like GCW, and that's the truth. So yeah, it's just, and here we are. Hangman Page taken out, Baxter as well. The match is over. Moxley and Claudio, of course, they're standing tall, standing victorious towards the end of the match. But Hangman Page in the back also taken out. But yes, coming back to the topic of GCW, not very respected, but still, they continue to do their thing. The one thing that GCW does right is they know how to stay relevant, and they know how to get the clout on social media. A lot of other wrestling promotions also do similar stuff on par with GCW, or maybe even better, or maybe, they can bring in some big stars, but they don't get as much clout. They don't get people talking about them like GCW does, and that's what GCW actually does pretty well. Even UFC and MMA, I can't watch that. Find it too brutal. I understand that, brother. What about Power Slap, right? What about that Power Slap promotion that started by Dana Brooke? What do you think about that? And here we are right now, Jim Ross with a sit-down interview with Brian Cage. By the way, Jonathan, as you can see right here, this is my Twitter handle. I was not active on Twitter, but we're going to be active on Twitter moving forward, and we're going to be having watch-alongs on Twitter as well, starting SmackDown. So what we'll be doing is that we're going to be live on Twitter as well as on YouTube simultaneously, and on Twitter you can actually join us and have conversations with me during the commercial break. So if you'd like to be a part of the watch-alongs, if you'd like to talk during the watch-alongs, Twitter is where we can do so. So feel free to follow on Twitter, because we're going to be live on Twitter starting this Friday. That's right. I love the camera cuts in AEW, not like WWE where they flash 50 camera cuts at the same time. It makes the matches more awesome. The roster is amazing. That's how I got in AEW. I'm bloody. Get it? I love your love for AEW. I love that. And AEW game hopefully comes out very soon as well, because I'm looking forward to an AEW game. WWE game looks beautiful, it just looks great, but I am looking for a newer gameplay, so looking forward to the AEW game. Let's see. Thank you for that, Jonathan. Thank you. Of course, I'm gonna be live on YouTube. YouTube is the primary streaming platform for me, but Twitter is also going to be active on the side. So the whole format is that we're going to be live on Twitter and YouTube at the same time, but during the commercial breaks, we're going to be able to communicate with each other and have audio calls on Twitter, which will also be streamed on YouTube. So that's the whole format. So we're giving it a try, Jonathan. Always trying new stuff. Let's see how it works out on Twitter. If it works out well, we're going to continue it. If it's not a big of a success, then we're just going to, let go. But we're just going to try it, test the waters. Thank you for that, Ricky. Really appreciate that, my brother. Thank you. And, yeah. Looking forward to it, Ricky. I'm looking forward to talking to you as well. And here we are, Brian Cage, of course, looking good with a new haircut. Definitely working out for him. Oh, and MJF, he's better than you. I know, Kenneth. MJF is good. Speaking of MJF, look who's coming out here. Alright, it is time for Mark Briscoe. Of course, Mark Briscoe, a lot of people are surprised to see Mark Briscoe here and surprised to see how he's wrestling and staying in character and being able to do all that he's doing these days in AEW. But what I see it is that Mark Briscoe is doing all of this for his brother to keep his legacy alive. and also probably sees wrestling as an escape, because let's say he sits home, right? All he can think of is his brother, because he went through such an unfortunate, incident just recently. So I'm pretty sure that he sees wrestling as this escape from the tragedy, from all that happened, and sees this as, yes, as a proper escape to all of that grief and sorrow, and just a way to keep the Briscoe's legacy alive and going. Because whenever he makes his way out, you see the Tron, it says "Dem Boys." You see a picture of Jay and Mark. It's beautiful. Whatever Mark Briscoe is doing, he has earned a lot of my respect, and I'm pretty sure respect from people all across the globe. That's right. I think I've done it. Hope it's the right account. Thank you for that, brother Jonathan. Really appreciate it. Pretty sure it's the right one. And Kenneth says, but he can last a 60-minute iron match, though. Oh, that's right. MJF, last year, the best wrestling match that I got from AEW was hands down MJF versus Punk, the dog collar match. That was pretty cool. I was a big fan of that match. Did you see the Drew McIntyre's latest interview? He wants Roman's title split up. Well, one thing about Drew McIntyre, from based on my experience interviewing him, is that he has a hard time keeping secrets in his stomach. He can't do it. He cannot keep secrets. And, if he said that he wants the Roman's titles to be splitting up, I'm pretty sure that Roman's titles will get split up in the near future, because Drew McIntyre is bad at keeping secrets, right? Whenever he's doing these interviews, he lets go of the secrets. He reveals the secrets. Like, when he was talking to me, he basically revealed that he was going to be the opening act at WrestleMania 37. I remember that he was doing another interview, and he mentioned how WWE was going to come to India very soon, and and that he would go and talk to the people to bring WWE to India. And of course, soon after we got the announcement that they were coming to India, and now that he's talking about Roman's titles being split up, I'm pretty sure that is what's going to be happening. That must be an internal talk or something. That's why he said that. Yeah, he's funny. He's a funny guy. All right, and of course, things getting really wild here ringside. Mark Briscoe and Josh Woods, both of them down right there, out in the ringside. Jonathan says, I've also got an exclusive. Well, I hope it is. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus versus Viking Raiders this Friday. That's interesting, okay. That is interesting. It seemed like Sheamus was so excited about this Banger Brothers name for their tag team, right? He was tweeting about it every single week. I think they also made it to television with that name 1 week. But of course, from the next week itself, the name was pulled and they were not able to use it anymore moving forward. But it seemed like Sheamus was over the top. He was super excited about using that name. So, sucks for him that they can't use him, I guess. But Chris says 28 days away from 2K23 coming out. That's right, Chris. 28 days away indeed. So, let's see how this game is going to be. They're asking us for a lot of money, honestly. For 2K23, they're asking us for a lot. Because, the standard edition of the game in India, the standard edition of the game is about 4,200, 300, something like that. But if you go for the two deluxe editions, I believe there's a deluxe edition and the other one, I'm just going to call it a super deluxe edition, right? So the deluxe edition is usually about 5,000 or 6,000 to be max. But this time, it's 7,400. The Super Deluxe is 7,900. So they really want us to go ahead and buy the Super Deluxe, which I feel is really unfair, which I feel is really pricey, overpriced, but I guess that's what they want us to do. This game costs a lot more than the Harry Potter game did, which I find it not fair at all, because Harry Potter game, it was a very hyped game, first of its kind that was coming out. WWE game is it's more or less going to be a copy and paste from last year with a few additions. I don't think it should be so expensive, but it is, which it itches, it definitely itches. But I'm really looking forward to the AEW game, because I think that is where the innovation's gonna be. It's gonna be a brand new game. It's gonna be a fresh game. I'm looking forward to the gameplay the most, because I'm tired of the WWE game's gameplay. I'm tired of 2K's very sloppy gameplay, in the WWE video game. So, looking forward to the AEW video game so eagerly, but we don't know when it's coming out, so that's that. Anyways, let's see what else do we have here. Icon Edition. That's right, Chris. That is correct. So, yeah, but we're going to be buying it anyways, and we're going to be checking it out. Bang Bros. I know, Ricky. I'm aware that Sheamus took inspiration for the Banger Brothers name for his tag team from this Bang Bros or whatever it is. So that's why they cannot use the name moving forward. That's that. Definitely made the mistake of putting the name is Bang Bro. I say, so you don't want people to be Googling that, right? So that's never good. So yeah, probably a good thing that they let go of that name. I love sharing my love with AEW with you. You know that I have a lot of friends, but they don't like wrestling, so I can't. I understand that, Kenneth, and the reason why I started doing all of this online is because literally I had no friends who used to love wrestling, right? I barely had people that I could talk to about wrestling. So that's why I started doing all of this and started watching wrestling with all of you. And now I have so many friends like Ricky, yourself, Jonathan, Chris, True, everybody who love wrestling and share the same passion with me when it comes to pro wrestling. So I love it. I love it. Jonathan says, seen a rumor going around on Twitter. This week's SmackDown is pre-recorded. Really? Okay, I wasn't aware, but I guess it could be pre-recorded because of Elimination Chamber, I guess. Yeah, because Elimination Chamber, of course, is taking place in Canada, right? So maybe that's why they had to pre-record, because of the traveling and whatnot. Alright, understandable. I'm surprised that Candice LeRae is not in 2K23, says Chris. Probably a DLC, or probably not important enough to be in the game. Yeah, that's right. AJ, don't Google Bang Bros. It's all about... I will not, Ricky. I promise. I will not. I wish I hadn't Google. Oh my god. Really, Jonathan? Okay. Yeah, that's right. One of the 5 vices that you don't want to indulge in, right? So, yeah, better not to Google it. SmackDown is live. I think the same city, says Ricky. Thank you for that, Ricky. Really appreciate it. By the way, AEW so far, definitely been a good show, but it seems like time really has been flying here. We're almost done with an hour of the show. Doesn't feel like an hour, but definitely has been an hour of the show so far. Really, time has indeed been flying by tonight. Let's see. But anyways, Jonathan, did you get a chance to play that new Harry Potter game? It's yet, because I have not. So I really want to play it. I hope that today I get some time to be live here and play that game, right? A little bit more. But it seems like a great game. I've seen other people play it. It seems like a great game. Usos can now travel to Canada. Wait a second, Chris. Is that right? The Usos, can they really travel to Canada? Looks like there is a rumor going around about the Usos and them potentially being there at Elimination Chamber after all of this drama, right? But Roman Reigns asked them not to be there, on SmackDown at least, because he doesn't want them around. So he wants them to sit home and to watch the show from home and understand how it looks. So let's see. So it says that according to Dave Meltzer, Jimmy Uso is now allowed to go to Canada and could be at Elimination Chamber with Jay. A sudden turn of events right here. I had no idea that this was going to be a thing, but it seems like Dave Meltzer says that Jimmy Uso is now allowed to go to Canada and he could be at Elimination Chamber with Jay Uso. That is quite interesting, but we know that on SmackDown at least, they're not going to be there because Paul Heyman told to them that sometimes you see things on TV that you don't see when you're over here live. So they were asked not to be here, at least on SmackDown, for the show, because Roman Reigns wants them to watch the show from TV and understand what they're not seeing when they're live over here. So SmackDown, they're not going to be there, but apparently Meltzer says they're now allowed to be there at Elimination Chamber. So that is quite interesting. We'll see more, we'll find out more about it, I believe, in the days to come. But it's quite interesting that they're now allowed to be in Canada. That's a game changer, actually. And Jonathan says, it's not even just wrestling we talk about, AJ. You have been there for me throughout, my brother Jonathan. Thank you. And I'm always here for you, brother. And now that we're on Twitter, you can DM me anytime, anybody, right? Everyone here, all the family, you can always reach out to me. I'm always here for you. But Jonathan, now that we're on Twitter, you can always DM me I'm always there for you, brother, all the time. And thank you for the love and for the support. Thank you. I really appreciate all of you. And thank you, Jonathan, Ricky, everybody. Clay says, what is up, AJ? How are you doing? What is my picture? I told you, I'm going to give you a picture of Bailey. I would have given you a picture of Bailey, actually, if you would have won this past Monday in that triple threat match, which you did not. Bianca Belair defeated Bailey and Becky Lynch. So I cannot put up a picture of a loser on the stream. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call her a loser, but I have to tell you, she has to do something substantial. She has to win big matches if you want a picture of her displayed on the stream, right? She has to do something, Clay. One more match. I want her to win just one match, any match, and I'll put up a picture of Bailey for you, Clay. I'll do that. Ricky says, no SmackDown is live from Montreal, Canada. Same city, side elimination chamber at this Saturday night. I see. Thank you for that, Ricky. But still, seems like Uso, they're not going to be there because, Roman Reigns doesn't want them to be there on SmackDown. But they could still show up at Elimination Chamber, just like Chris mentioned. So that's pretty cool. Chris, thanks for sharing that. Buzz of WWE, AEW is now my best friend. I see you, Kenneth. That is sweet. The Harry Potter game, I've got it. One on the Nintendo Switch. I've played it a few minutes. Need to get, we're in the same shoes right now, right? Same boat. Because I also have the game, haven't played it much, so same boat right here, brother Jonathan. But how's the Nintendo Switch? I've been wanting to get that Nintendo Switch console. I was about to get one for my birthday, but then I realized that maybe they'll come up with a new one, so I did not get it. But have been wanting to get a Nintendo Switch, yeah. And Ricky says, it's still ticket sale for both the shows this week in Montreal. I see, Ricky. Thanks for that. Pretty cool. I'm glad to see Adam Cole is back in AEW. That's right. Adam Cole is back. Of course, a sit-down interview at tonight's show with Renee Paquette. So that's cool. Adam Cole, that's correct, guys. That is right. Thank you for that, Jonathan. Really appreciate it. WWE does not know how to use Bailey and Damage Control correctly. You're right. And I feel like I don't like the colors that they use for Damage Control. I believe they're now using a lot of yellow in the entrance, the lights and whatnot. I feel like they should move on, maybe use some red, some, I don't even know. I don't think that the yellow is quite working out for the Tron and for the lights. They should definitely move on from that. Anyways, 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I just had to take a little bit of a break here because, my laptop right here discharged. So just had to turn on the switch. Let's go, MJF. That's right, Kenneth. That is sweet. Okay. I see your love for MJF is very contagious, Kenneth. I like that. Not sure Rampage is going to be live this show. Oh, yeah. You're right, Ricky. Rampage is, I believe it's going to be a taped show because when it's live, we all know about it. Tony Khan makes sure that we all know when Rampage is live. So I think it's going to be taped since we haven't heard much about it, right? So anyways, here we are, and MJF coming out. I like it how MJF is clearly stealing my gimmick, right? He's coming out here with a pair of sunglasses, clearly trying to be Singh or AJ Singh, and, wow. All I can say is, wow, I'm surprised. He's trying to steal my drip. Jonathan says, Nintendo Switch is great. So many games and also all Japanese games. It's great to play with friends. The graphics are also great. So, Jonathan, if I get a Nintendo Switch, are we going to play together? Because that will be a big pro for me to get the game, or to get the console, right? AJ, read my comment. Let's say Ricky. Ricky said, by the way, AJ, wait a second. Why did Siri come up? I don't need you, Siri, right now. Thank you for that. Alright, so Ricky says, by the way, AJ, Rampage be early this Friday on TNT. 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Really? Okay. 4 o'clock Pacific Time. D2 NBA All-Star Weekend on TNT. Yeah, so, yeah, I've got a feeling that it's going to be a tape show. But that's interesting. 7 o'clock Eastern, so they want to go early. They want to go an hour before SmackDown. Is interesting. Thanks for that, Ricky. Thank you for that. Quite interesting. 7 o'clock, huh? Should be good, should be a good show. If it's a good show, it's just going to be, getting the momentum going for SmackDown. Because sometimes SmackDown can be the dull show and Rampage is like a dessert. But hopefully this time it's both the shows that do well. And Rampage is an excellent show. So it can get us all excited and get us all hyped for SmackDown too. So we'll see. You know, if John Cena wasn't my favorite wrestler for many years, MJ is my favorite wrestler. I love that, Kenneth. I love that. That's awesome. But here we are now on a commercial break yet again. Lots of commercial breaks tonight, actually, for an AEW show. Quite a few commercials tonight. But in addition to that, also, the show has been pretty decent. You know, time definitely flying by. We're almost done with an hour here. And I did not even feel like it, so that's pretty cool. 4 o'clock for me, that early. I understand that, Ricky. That is really early. By the way, speaking of time, once again, a reminder, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock Eastern is when we're going to be having our trivia for Elimination Chamber. So, Elimination Chamber, as we know, starts at 8. And we're going to start the trivia at 7, so... make sure to be there because we're going to have a great time during the trivia. And here we are now, MJF stealing my drip, my sunglasses right here, and standing in the middle of the ring. By the way, that's a... I just noticed he seems like he doesn't wear his blazer anymore. Just the Burberry scarf, not the blazer. But I guess he does that because he wants to show off his championship. If he wears a blazer, we don't really get to see the title, I guess. We got Big On here. Big On, welcome. It's good to see you. And they say it's Sasha Banks, Mandy Rose, and Chris Benoit. Tori Wilson in 2K23. No. It's a no for every single one of them, if I'm not wrong. So Sasha Banks is not there, as we know. Chris Benoit, no surprise, is not there, right? Now, when you talk about Tori Wilson, I don't believe that Tori Wilson is there either. Yeah, I don't see her name either, that's right. Tori Wilson isn't in the game either, which I just realized it's a damn shame because... they have 187 wrestlers in the game, but they don't have room for Tori Wilson. That seems a little bit unfair. But Trish Stratus is in the game, so, at least one of those people on your list is in the game. Oh, wait, you did not mention Trish Stratus. Okay, I see you. All right. But yeah, Trish Stratus is there, but Tori Wilson is not there. Chris Benoit obviously is not there, and Sasha Banks has also been removed from the game. Eva Marie is not in the game either, right? She's not. And I'm kind of glad. I mean, it would have been nice to have her, I guess, for her fans, but for me, I probably would have never used her, so I'm okay with her not being in the game also. She's been inactive for the past year, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense for her to be there, but still, she's not in the game. By the way, Mr. McMahon is in the game, so that's pretty cool, I guess. But it's good to see you, Big On. Welcome to the channel. And of course, MJF running his mouth, his big fat mouth. SmackDown is live in Canada, says James. That's good, brother James. That is great. But again, no Usos on SmackDown, but Dave Meltzer says the Usos have now been given a free ticket to fly to Canada, so they could very well be there at Elimination Chamber. But they're not going to be there on SmackDown because Roman Reigns does not want them on SmackDown, right? So, no AJ Lee. That's right, Ricky. No AJ Lee either, but no surprise here, right? Oh yeah, MJF. We know you. And no Paige. No surprise once again. Tori Wilson could be a deal. I feel like Tori Wilson should have been there, honestly, Why not? She also made an appearance, I believe, was it last year or a year prior? But she did make an appearance recently. And, yeah, I feel like she should have been there. It's a damn shame that she's not. 187 roster members, but no Tori Wilson is unfair. No Uncle How. I don't even know who Uncle Howdy is, so I'm not sure, brother. I'm not sure. But it's a big roster for sure. We have a big roster this time. Axiom is in the game, which is quite cool. You've got 2 versions of Brock Lesnar. Braun Breaker, of course, is going to be making his debut in the game as well. Lots of people making their debut this time.
AEW World Heavyweight Championship, and whether you guys realize it or not, that is something Bryan Danielson has never been able to accomplish.
All right, MJF. By the way, Doudrop is in the game, but she's not in the game as Piper Niven. She's in the game as Doudrop, which is a damn shame.
You're going to put on the performance of a lifetime for these people. You are going to use every trick out of your sleeve that you picked up in Japan and Mexico and UK and Canada. And you are going to put me through the hardest match of my life. But know this,
Alright, so MJF right here sounding quite confident. He says that after the 60 minutes over, he's gonna be victorious. And MJF has always been fantastic when it comes to these crazy kind of matches. Let it be a dog collar match, an Iron Man match, you know, a last man standing. MJF has really always, you know, really impressed me, really has. And I feel like this match is gonna be no different. Him against Bryan Danielson, 60 minutes is gonna be crazy. By the way, when we're talking about 2K23 and the fact that they're having 186 or something characters in the game, we also have to, you know, we cannot forget that there are multiple versions of the same wrestler in the game, right? Hulk Hogan has 2 different versions, so 2 different characters. I'm not talking 2 different outfits, I'm talking 2 different roster spots for Hulk Hogan, which I don't understand. Like, why would anybody want Hollywood Hulk Hogan versus the normal Hulk Hogan? I wouldn't, but we have 2 different versions of Hulk Hogan. We've got 4 different versions of John Cena, which makes no sense to me. Why do you want 4 different versions of John Cena taking up 4 different character spots? These could have easily been 4 different outfits. But yeah, 4 different character spots for Cena. I don't think that I want a fatal 4-way match with John Cena's, right? So it makes no sense. You've got a lot of versions for quite a few superstars. Make little sense to me. But here we are, by the way. Christopher Daniels coming out here, and MJF has got a sweet smile on his face. Let's see, what does Christopher Daniels have to share here right now? Do you have a vacation plan for this year, AJ? I'm flying to Scotland in May for 2 weeks. That'll be my first time in the UK. That is awesome, Jonathan. Actually, you know, one of my good friends, working with Progress, actually, they asked me to come down to the UK in March. So, you know, that's one thing that I've been, you know, asked to do. If I do it, you know, of course we're gonna be there for Progress Wrestling and stuff as well. We'll do some work over there. But I'm still thinking about it, you know. Not too sure, but yeah, vacation will be there. But is it gonna be in March with Progress in the UK? I'm not too sure, but we'll see. But you know what? Whenever I am on vacation, we will be making a vlog, and you know, it will be streaming right here, Jonathan. So let's see. But Scotland is pretty cool. I hope you have a great time.
But that's not the man I am today, Max. And if you want the truth is, Bryan Danielson is set to knock your dick in the dirt.
Oh dear. Christopher Daniels definitely doesn't sound too friendly right now, does he?
You see, Max, I remember the first time I was in a ring with Bryan Danielson. 20-year-old Bryan Danielson hit me so hard, I thought I would die in the middle of that ring that night, and that's when I knew that Bryan Danielson was going to be great. I watched Bryan Danielson win the King of the Indies tournament in APW in 2001. And that tournament directly inspired the creation of Ring of Honor Wrestling as a promotion.
Alright, pretty cool that we have Christopher Daniels right here, you know, talking about ROH, when we know that ROH is going to be having a weekly show, once again, starting the 2nd of March, I believe. So, it's going to be exclusive to the ROH subscription service, of course, but they're once again going to be having weekly shows, which is quite cool. And, of course, we're going to be doing watch-alongs for the ROH shows as well, once, you know, they make their debut. So, March, 2nd March, it's going to get busy. 5 DLC packs in 2K23, says Chris. That's correct, brother. That is correct. There are going to be more than 187 superstars in 2K23 because of 5 DLC packs, says Chris. It's a big roster, that's for sure.
All over this planet. And I watched him wrestle as many matches as he could handle, because everything he wanted to do, he was a sponge about professional wrestling. He wanted to learn everything he
That's right, Gary. That's right, Ricky. It's not not PG at all. Definitely TV-14, right? Dick in the dirt. Definitely never gonna be PG. Also, how far are we from? I know 7.7. We're right there. I guess we need like 2 or 3 subs, I guess. But we're very close. We're very close. That's right. Breaker is the pass. People hate him. He gets booed out of NXT last night. Really? Wow. I'm not too surprised, honestly, because ever since NXT got revamped, Breakker literally has been champion, right? He really has been champion for most part of this whole revamped NXT, so it's about time that he gets moved to the main roster, because if he does not, he's just gonna get more and more hate, So, yeah, I think that's high time to do something with him and move him to the main roster. For me, personally, I feel like I started hating Breakker just a few months into his run because of, the same mannerism, the same stuff over and over again, a bit of a cocky ego, and also a singlet. I hated it, so I definitely get the hate. I relate to it. All right. Oh! A big slap right there across the face of MJF. That's a big, tight slap. I've got a feeling that Christopher Daniels is going to be paying a price for that. And there we are, a price indeed. Knee to the balls right here from MJF. Christopher Daniels goes down. You don't walk away from MJF, especially after slapping him in the face like that. Where is Bryan Danielson? He's got to come out right here. And there we are. High time. Of course he had to come out. And here he is. Bryan Danielson here. Protecting his friend Christopher Danielson. Saving him from any more damage at the hands of MJF. And MJF, like a smart cat, slides out through the ring and goes to the back. Revolution, it's going to be 60 minutes Iron Man match. Bryan versus MJF. It's going to be happening on Sunday, the 5th of March. So March is going to be a very busy month, of course, for Tony Khan with the debut of ROH's weekly television show. And also, Revolution. The first week of March is going to be busy for Tony Khan. That's for sure. Breakker is the past once again, just like James says, and I love that. And yes, he did. Crowd was booing him. Says Ricky as well. I mean, boring Braun Breaker. Sorry, Courage, that is you. Oh, I see, Ricky. I see you. By the way, going back to the topic of 2K23 and all the, people that we're going to be having in the game. Again, we've got two different versions of Randy Orton as well, which again, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that they take up different roster spots, right, for different outfits. It makes no sense. By the way, this match, Toni Storm, Ruby Soho, Britt Baker. I've been very excited about it, and I feel like it's going to be a banger of a match. Probably going to be the main event tonight, so looking forward to it. Anyways, also, let's take a look. Rikishi is going to be in the game. RVD is going to be making his comeback in the WWE ring as well through the game, so that's pretty cool. Robert Roode was not left out. Robert Roode is in the game, quite interesting. Roxanne Perez is going to be making her debut. Santos Escobar is also going to be in the game. Scarlett Bordeaux is in the game. No surprise there. Shane McMahon is coming back. Shanky will be making his video game debut as well. So what about Shanky, guys? Nobody's told me about Shanky while I was gone. Was Shanky doing anything? Was he around? Was he relevant? How is Shanky doing? Because, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him in the past few weeks, at least, right? So has he been forgotten? Is he going to be soon to be future endeavored? Where is Shanky? Anyways, Shawn Michaels in the game, taking up only one roster spot. I'm quite surprised. We got Solo Sikoa making his debut as well. Stacy Keibler is in the game. Pretty cool. So they can keep Stacy, but they don't have a roster spot for Tori Wilson. I'm surprised. Really surprised. By the way, here we are. Jungle Boy making his way out. And, I'm glad that the whole thing between Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus is finally over. We don't have to see any more of it. But I feel like if mid was invented, the word mid was invented for anybody, it was for Jungle Boy. I mean, he's good. He's kind of charismatic. His entrance music is kind of, it gets the crowd going. But if mid was ever invented for anybody, it was for Jungle Boy. Whenever I look at Jungle Boy, the one word that comes to my mind is mid, right? I mean, you don't get any more mid than the Jungle Boy. He can be good, he can be whatever, but still, after everything that he does, he's still mid. As he stands right here in the ring against Brian Cage. Brian Cage, who we know the repetition that Brian Cage has. Still, Jungle Boy just looks mid in front of him too. Quite a big statement. But here we are. This should be an interesting match. Brian Cage should be victorious against Jungle Boy, right? Should be victorious. I wouldn't accept any of the result but Brian Cage defeating Jungle Boy. Let's see. Let's see. Alright. There we are. That's right. Nice drop kick right here from the Jungle Boy to Brian Cage. Brian Cage sent to the outside just like that. Jungle Boy looking for the big dive, and he does go diving down right there at the ring and sending Brian Cage to the barricade. One more time, he's got to go for the dive. Brian Cage once again cannot defend himself, and Jungle Boy is going to be going for the third one right here. And Brian Cage yet again, third time is a charm. Maybe not for Jungle Boy because Brian Cage catches him mid-air and sends him back first into the ring apron, and Jungle Boy goes down hard. His back is gotta be hurting right now. Brian Cage finally gets the moment that he was looking for, and Jungle Boy pays the price for it. Third time is a charm, not for Jungle Boy, not tonight when it came to the diving. Once again, after all those impressive dives, the one word that still comes to my mind about Jungle Boy is mid, right? Still, very, very mid. And here we are, Brian Cage looking for to suplex him from the apron into the ring. Jungle Boy down once more, and here we are, Brian Cage standing in the mid-center of the ring, all eyes on him. Yep, he's got his movement right here. Pretty impressive. And I'm glad that they're finally putting some spotlight on Brian Cage, you know, getting him on TV, letting him do his thing, because I always saw Brian Cage as a cartoon character, right? I mean, if there was ever a real-life version of Johnny Bravo, Brian Cage is it. But still, I'm happy to see him in this spot. I feel like he looks pretty good. You know, he looks quite... This is quite a sight, right? Just watching him destroy Jungle Boy is quite a sight, and I can get used to this sight, so pretty cool. And here we are, Brian Cage one more time. Elbow strike right there across the face of Jungle Boy. Yep, Boy is paying the price. That's right. And once again... Oh, I wasn't, no. Jungle Hook. That's interesting. Jungle Hook. Man, that is such a play, right? Jungle Book, Jungle Hook. I see that. So that I assume that team did not really work out since they're now back in their own respective paths. So Jungle Hook did not really work out, did it, James? Quite interesting. That name is quite interesting. Wow. By the way, what about Hook? Do people still see him as a star, or do they see him as just a mid wrestler? What about Hook? Has the hype finally died down on Hook, or is he still, you know, a super big attraction as he was early on? Alright, here we are, by the way. Once again, back on Picture in Picture. Shazam is getting a new film? Really? Or maybe it's not. Interesting. All right. Once again, back from the Picture in Picture, and it is Brian Cage right here who's getting beat up by Jungle Boy. Big punches straight to the midsection of Brian Cage. Cage sends Jungle Boy to the ring ropes, gets him up, and Jungle Boy was going to go for Hurricanrana. Brian Cage here with the reversal. Wow. Jungle Boy finally getting the grips back in here. Back in control of the match. Maybe not. Brian Cage with a big boot to the face, knocking Jungle Boy out. Or maybe not. Boy gets up here, drop kick to Brian Cage. Brian Cage goes down. Surprising, right? Jungle Boy here not losing control of this match for sure. Gets Jungle Boy up on his shoulders. Oh dear. Impressive. Backbreaker right here from Cage to Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy once again down and out. Brian Cage looking to put him away. Nice. Wow. Wow, of course. Of course he couldn't do it. There was no chance that Jungle Boy was going to be suplexing Brian Cage right there into the ring. No, he can't. He just can't. Anyways, I see a comment right here from Gary about Jack Perry's daddy. That's right, brother. Absolutely. So, Luke Perry. Just quite interesting, right? Quite interesting that Luke Perry, of course, comes from a whole different world altogether. And here we are, Jungle Boy in his whole different world. I wouldn't not be surprised if, Jack Perry actually makes the transition over to Hollywood later on in his life because of the connections that he obviously has in Hollywood, right? So there's got to be something that he'll probably do in Hollywood later on. I would not be surprised. Do you see this guy, Jungle Boy or Jack Perry, as a potential Hollywood star, making it into the film industry? Let me know. And that's right, James. Luke Perry indeed, brother. And he's right. Was going to go for the cover on Brian Cage. It was a 1, it was a 2, and of course Brian Cage refuses to stay down with the kick out right here. Oh dear. Wait a second. I thought that was not really a pinfall, but it seems like it was. I was so confused. Right. James, I agree with you. It did not feel like, it did not feel like the shoulder was down. And that's what I thought was a kick out, but apparently. Anyways, here we are. Christian is back. That's right, James. Don't tell me that Luchasaurus is coming back as well to take on Jungle Boy. They're not going to restart the whole damn feud, are they? Please don't tell me that. And Jungle Boy goes straight to Christian Cage. Christian Cage with a sting in his arm. Oh, he's got a spray. So he sprayed something into the eyes of Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and he's down. So what about the fracture or whatever that he has in his hand, right? What is why is he wearing a sling? Has it not been months since? Oh, there you go. Thank you for that. That's what I was wondering, right? A fracture definitely gets repaired in all these months. And here we are. He's okay. His arm's been repaired. And Christian Cage can now use both of his arms to take out Jungle Boy. Why did he even come out in a sling in the first place? But anyways, good to see him back. Oh, he's gonna go for the kill switch right there on the stage, and that's right, kill switch on Jungle Boy. His head bouncing right there off the stage. Poor Jungle Boy is down, and I guess he doesn't need Luchasaurus this time around because Christian Cage has both of his arms, and he can take care of Jack Perry all by himself. Interesting. Jungle Boy is down, and he's out. Speaking of that, let's take a look at the time. Wow, time really has been flying by tonight. We're done with majority of the show, and here we are with Renee Paquette.
then in 2 weeks, there will be a casino tag team battle royal. The victors of both of those matches moving.
As much as I love to hear you talk, the Acclaimed have something they want to say.
Yeah, listen up, Renee. Big win tonight, but there's a bigger issue at play, and that is that the Acclaimed were screwed out of the AEW tag team titles last week.
That's right.
The ass boys had to cheat to beat us.
That's right.
But the Acclaimed, we do not back down from a fight, which is why we're here to announce that it's no longer a three-way. It's going to be a four-way, because we are invoking our rematch clause at Revolution.
That's right.
1 team, 2 team, 3 teams, fly them in from the forbidden door. It does not matter. You put them in front of the Acclaimed, and we will knock them right on their asses. And we're going to take home what is rightfully ours, because everyone loves the Acclaimed.
That's right. Uncrowned champs, soon to be 2-time champs, and that's a mic drop.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Anthony Bowens, Max.
So it's always good to see. I agree, James. I was about to say that. Renee is always, she always looks good, and you know, she has this I would say charisma that whenever she's on TV, you stop what you're doing and you pay attention to what she's saying, right? So it's good to see Renee Young for sure. Renee Paquette, I'm sorry. It's great to see her. But the one thing that, you know, just kind of bothers me is that Renee left the WWE, and what she said was that she left the company because she felt like she hit this glass ceiling and she wanted to, you know, break through that glass ceiling and do more and more. She felt that she just had a lot to offer and WWE was not willing to take all that she had to offer. She wanted to offer a lot more, bring a lot more to the table, but the table of the WWE was not big enough for her. It seemed like that, right? That's what she said. And now she's coming down to AEW and she's doing great here. She's such a big addition to the company. But she is not doing as much as she did in the WWE, right? In the WWE, she had Talking Smack. She had, you know, she was a commentator. She was doing interviews. She was doing a lot of stuff in the company. In AEW, she's doing interviews. She's doing a podcast. So we can say that she's taken up more responsibilities, or she's more hands-on with the product, or she has been offered to do a lot more. So she's kind of on the same page here, if not less, right? So hopefully she gets to do a lot more, because I know the kind of person she is. She wants to do a lot more. I would, you know, honestly like to see her maybe doing commentary sometimes too. So let's see. And we got Rummet here. Rummet, it's good to see you. Such a long time it's been, Rummet. It's good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. And Rummet says, maybe Thunder Rosa is back in AEW, but Mandy Rose could be better option for Saraya. Totally strong. I agree. Mandy Rose, you know, if Mandy Rose comes to AEW, she might take the spotlight away from Saraya and Toni Storm. Mandy Rose is just, we know her. She definitely knows how to get all the spotlight on herself. She definitely knows how to become a fan favorite in no time. So if Mandy Rose, and now she can even wrestle, you know, after being in NXT for the past few, I believe, couple years, she really can wrestle well now. So if she comes to AEW, I feel that she can actually take away the spotlight from Saraya and Toni Storm and keep it on herself. So that's going to be interesting. And let's see. Drummond says, God, thank you for that, brother. You're so kind. Thank you. Thunder is already back. Been working backstage, says James. AJ, you need to watch the interview Renee did with Mandy Sachs. Really. I'll check it out. I will check it out. Thanks for that, brother. Renee. Let me pull it up right now so I don't forget about it later. All right. Yeah, her energy is so contagious, right? Renee Young's energy is just very contagious. Very cool. We'll definitely give it a watch, brother James. Thanks for that. And we got Mo Lest. Hey, good to see you. Welcome. All right. You all almost tricked me into reading your name. Quite interesting. Good to see you. Welcome, Ricky. My brother, that's right. BTE here indeed. And they've got some basketballs here with them.
Speaking of close, I'm almost pinned your ass last week on Dynamite. Yeah, and we did pin you two.
That's true.
This Friday is Rampage Slam Dunk. How about we run it back? That actually kind of sounds... Listen, guys. You guys lost. Everyone saw it. So sorry, back of the line. The boys got some stuff going on this weekend. We want to watch business stuff. You guys don't know anything about that. Just watch the game. Oh, yeah, I see how it is. So you guys just like to play with balls, but you don't actually have any of your own.
Oh dear. That's a big shot. You like to play with balls, but you don't have any of your own. That is funny. That is funny, alright.
I'm a little pissed off. No, I got this, dog. I got this. You guys want to have a little bit of fun this Friday on Rampage? You got it. Yeah, what do you think, Nick? Let's do it. Yeah, what do you think, Matt? Sounds great. Hey, Brandon, heads up. Yeah. Oh! Right in the nards.
Wow. Alright, so that was shots fired right there. That is going to be very interesting. Let's see how this goes down. But Raman says Mercedes Monet not in AEW. She's very comfortable wrestling in NJPW. Definitely is, and you know what? She definitely is getting a lot of attention. I'm pretty sure that AEW wants to sign her. Why wouldn't they? I'm pretty sure that Triple H also is itching to get her back. Why wouldn't he? Right? But Mercedes knows exactly what she's doing. She's staying in NJPW. She's not burning any bridges with WWE. She's also, giving Tony Khan something to, hold on to, so that's pretty cool as well. But Mercedes, by staying in NJPW, she's playing it cool with both AEW as well as WWE, right? The doors are open to both the companies. It's only going to be a matter of time before I believe she's going to sign with one of those companies. So let's see how this goes down. But before that happens, we know that she's got a big match coming up for the championship that's going to be happening this weekend itself, the same weekend as Elimination Chamber. So I think that Mercedes has a very big chance of winning the title. So let's see. But Mercedes definitely is going to be in NJPW for at least a few more months before what I think she's going to sign with either AEW or WWE. We'll see how this goes. We got John here. It's good to see you, brother. And John says, wait a second. Hold up. Let's see. Alright, so John says, how's the cost of living out there, AJ? I was out shopping earlier. Everything is very expensive. So, it's so the world is an expensive place now, right? No matter where you go, everything is indeed expensive. But I'll tell you, everything is a lot more expensive over here, even than, I would say, the US, the UK. That's because of the taxes and everything that's imposed here. So, yeah, it's expensive. When I flew down here, from New York, very new, I realized how much more expensive a cup of coffee can be over here. And how much more expensive Starbucks can be over here as well. So yeah, because of the taxes and whatnot and the inflation prices, things can get even more expensive here. That's true. Surprising but true. And here we are one more time. Big kick right there to the head of Hangman Adam Page. Hangman goes down. Should be good. He's looking for a springboard on Hangman. Takes him down one more time right there ringside. Hangman going down right there with Kip. Interesting. He's got a big smile on his face right here. I believe this should be the last match before we go to the main event, the triple threat match that I've been so eager to watch. The triple threat between Toni Storm versus Britt Baker is going to be in action as well. Cannot wait for it. I think it's going to be a great triple threat. It's going to be happening tonight. Ruby Soho, Toni Storm, Britt Baker. Should be good. Jordan says California is the same. Very expensive, but there are lots of places offering help, free food, etc. That's sweet. That is sweet. Speaking of free food, you go to any Sikh temple, anywhere in the world, you're always going to get free food. So that's pretty cool, right? For the people who don't know this, if anybody's ever looking for like free food or something, you can always go to any Sikh temple, and they're always serving hot, fresh meals to the people over there. So that's something else as well. And here we are one more time, back in picture. Starbucks very overrated, says James. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. I agree, Starbucks is overrated, but this is something that I probably should, share with all of you guys because it's a guilty pleasure. the double chocolatey chip frappuccino that Starbucks sells, I'm a big fan. Right, so when I was back in college, I used to buy the double chocolatey chip frappuccino mostly every other day, and I used to buy the venti. The venti is, I believe, the largest cup. Yeah, on a good day, I just used to buy it. Spend like $8 on it in one go. Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure. But yeah, I agree. It is overrated, especially if you want to go for the hot coffee. It is super overrated. If you want to go for frappuccino, why not? But like hot coffee, there's no point buying Starbucks. I agree. Thank you for that, my brother Ricky. I forgot. Yes, so Twitter, make sure to follow, because starting SmackDown, we're going to be having audio calls on Twitter too. So looking forward to it. Starbucks is my place. Get coffee, good coffee, says Ricky. I love that. Once again, we're still on picture-in-picture. And Hangman Page actually not very dominant tonight. He's been on the defensive, but not pretty good at the defense as well tonight. He is definitely taking a back seat, it seems. Trying to get back in control. Let's see. Jonathan says, lovely AJ. I really like to hear that. We also have that in my church. It's great to eat with brothers and sisters. I love that. That's awesome. And, that's what it should be all about, right? Religion should be about giving and helping people, irrespective of, their backgrounds or where they come from or whatnot. It should always be about, giving back to the world. I love it. That's right. And Starbucks pumpkin spice latte. That's right. Pumpkin spice latte. Yeah. I know all about the pumpkin spice jokes, right? Yeah. I've tried pumpkin spice myself. Not a big fan, but anything with chocolate, I love it. And here we are one more time. Hangman Page is finally in control, sending his opponent into the barricade over and over. There we are, one more time, smashing him right there into the barricade. Gotta love that. Jonathan, I love it, brother. So AJ need to get up every morning, look in the mirror and say, my name is AJ. And, oh my gosh, James, I'm never gonna do that. That's worse. That would be worse than sushing myself every single morning after getting up. I can't. And you know what? I haven't had a cup of Starbucks. I'll tell you something, right? I am, as you know, right? I'm straight edge. No drinking, no smoking, all my life. But I used to, drink soda, right? Like Pepsi or Diet Coke, whatnot. I've been free from soda as well for the past 5 years. I haven't had soda, right? No Pepsis, no Diet Cokes, none of that. When it comes to Starbucks as well, I haven't had a cup of Starbucks in like the past, I guess, apart from like a cup or two in the middle somewhere, I really haven't had Starbucks in the past 4 years either. So yeah, I'm proud of it. I've really have gotten myself off of these things. Even though I used to love Starbucks, like, yeah, you got to put health first. And here we are one more time. Hangman once again knocking him out. But yeah, soda was one thing that I really am glad that I'm done with. Yeah, I don't need sodas anymore in my life. And here we are going for the cover, and Hangman Page finally gets the victory. Gotta love that. You got Clay in the house. Clay, good to see you. And Clay said, what is up, AJ? How are you doing? Look at my profile picture. Where's my picture of Bailey? Acknowledge me as your tribal chief. I acknowledge you, Clay. Good to see you. Welcome. I got sick drinking Starbucks pumpkin spice. Hell yeah, Ricky. I like that. And here we are, Hangman Page, of course, victorious here. Good to see him getting the W. Anyways, we are now finally in the final 30 minutes of the show, actually final 25 minutes of the show. And still to come is a big triple threat match. We got Ruby Soho, Britt Baker, and of course we've got, oh wow, the BCC coming out right now. But yes, we got Ruby Soho, we got Britt Baker, we got Toni Storm. It's going to be a triple threat match. It's happening in the main event tonight. I have to say McDonald's coffee's all, really? Okay, so I don't remember having McDonald's coffee myself, but McDonald's definitely serves very good ice cream. Yeah, I love the ice cream over there, but I'll have to try some coffee as well. V2AJ, I drink a lot of water. I love that, Ricky, that's right. I like getting white chocolate, hot chocolate, especially in the winters when it's snowing outside. There's nothing that I used to like more. When I was in New York, when I was living in New York, there's nothing that I loved more than walking in the snow with a very hot cup of, just like you said, James, hot chocolate or something, just sipping on it, walking in the snow, walking around Central Park, walking down Manhattan. It was the greatest feeling ever. I used to love that.
Know what you're gonna do. your number. And there is absolutely no chance in hell. I want you to believe me. There is no chance that you will ever beat me again.
Oh.
So let it go.
Snow doesn't bother me anymore. Alright. Moxley here asking Hangman Page to let it go.
Look, I'm not happy with our last match's result, and I don't think you are either, because after all this, the two who stood above the rest. It ends in the old ball and chain roll-up, that's it. That's how this ends.
Hold on to the temptation until tomorrow, Brother Jonathan. You just brush your teeth. You don't want to go through it again. Tomorrow, you know, get yourself a nice hot chocolate. Do that.
Cold dark alley, and only one gets to come out. I think this ends when there's only one of us left standing. I think this ends at Revolution.
Oh, hell yeah. This makes Revolution even better now. Hangman Page, Moxley, let's do it. Come on,
Kind of hoping you would say that.
Come on, Moxley.
Kind of hoping
Let's
you
do it.
want to go down this dark alley with me. I kind of hope that
Do it.
you wouldn't have anybody who cared about you, any friends that would talk you out of it and talk you into making a smart decision. The emo cowboy, though, he ain't got no friends.
Uh-oh. Wait a second.
Yeah, don't be so hasty, John Moxley.
Wait a sec. He's got the Dark Order behind him, right? He's got some friends.
John Moxley, maybe you've been at the top of the mountain for too long, but did you say that he has no friends?
So, all these months that I was gone, the Dark Order survived and they're still a thing? I am surprised.
I told you to stay out of this. I told you to get out of my face.
Last Man Standing would be pretty cool, James. Is that really happening? Because that'd be badass.
Because he requested that we did. But I've heard you talk, and I've heard you talk, and I had to come here and say it to your face. Dark Order ain't afraid of you. Evil Uno is not afraid of John Moxley.
Is that Vince Russo sitting there in the crowd? Because that guy, I'm pretty sure you guys can spot him as well, right? He's literally sitting right there in the hard cam spot. You can see a guy with gray hair and gray beard. Really looks like Vince Russo. That can't be Vince Russo, right? That's funny. He looks so similar to Vince Russo. Alright.
Revolution. Texas Death.
Holy crap. Okay, it's gonna be Texas Deathmatch at Revolution. That's right, James. That's even better. Texas Deathmatch. We already have a 60 minutes Iron Man match. Now a Texas Deathmatch. Revolution is gonna be a crazy good pay-per-view. Cannot wait for it. March 5th. Cannot be here sooner enough. So we got Texas. We got Last Man 60 Man. I'm sorry, Iron Man 60 Man. Sounds like a great pay-per-view in the making. Let's see. So far we've got 3 matches confirmed. First one is a 60 minutes Iron Man match for the AEW World title. It's got to be MJF versus Bryan Danielson. Then we've got a 4-way tag team match for the AEW Tag Team Championship. It's got to be the Gunns. That's Austin Gunn, Colton Gunn versus the Acclaimed versus to be disclosed. So we got 2 more teams to be disclosed. And then of course we just announced a Texas Deathmatch between Moxley and of course Hangman Page at Revolution. It's gonna be a great preview. By the way, Jericho here.
No more matches. And Ricky, you're not going to have a match with Chris. But this Friday on Rampage, you have a match with me. And Ricky, I'm just so sick of hearing you complain all the time, talking about how it's your time. It is not. This is the Jericho Appreciation Society's time. But you are right about one thing. Ricky, you are absolute. Annoying? Absolutely delusional.
It does sound lovely, Jonathan. You're right. Ricky says Texas Deathmatch is in San Francisco. Yep. That is funny, Ricky. That is funny.
Supposed proves to everybody that believes in you that you are nothing more than an absolute fraud. Let's go back to you guys.
All right.
This Friday, AEW Rampage at a special start time, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Just like Ricky mentioned early on, this Friday we're going to be having a special start time because NBA's All-Star Games. So Rampage is going to be starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, so an hour prior to SmackDown. Rampage is going to be live at 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Pacific. So a special start time indeed for this Friday. Quite early for those in the Pacific area. But... oh wow. So Swerve versus Dustin Rhodes also happening. Parker Bordeaux is going to be the corner for Swerve Strickland. A lot changed while I was away, I see. Parker Bordeaux now has been teamed up with Swerve. Interesting. Samoa Joe is going to be fighting. This is going to be such a badass match. So Samoa Joe Wardlow is going to be happening at Revolution 2. That's going to be nice. Revolution card looks good indeed. James, I agree. And Moxley and Hangman Page is just a cherry on top of all of this. Rampage has any low rating this week on Friday. This week's Friday was pretty bad, right? It was a bad show. Talk about SmackDown or Rampage. Both the shows were just not good. They were just not good. So hopefully this Friday things change because this Friday is also a go home for Elimination Chamber. It better be a good show. So let's see. All right. Finally, it's time for the triple threat main event of the night. It's going to be Toni Storm, Ruby Soho, and Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D. It's a triple threat match. Up next. Should be good. Let's see. Alright, with that being said, we are once again here on a commercial break. But let's take a look at Twitter and let's see what the people are talking about. If they're impressed with tonight's show, if they're not. Oh, quite interesting. So, I just came across this tweet from Cody Rhodes, and that sounds quite interesting to me. So, Cody Rhodes says that he just got word that he'll be in trios action on select WWE live events, and his partners are going to be basically the OC. He's going to be teaming up with Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, and they're going to be working as a team, as a trio, in the upcoming WWE live events in select few places. Roads to WrestleMania with OC is quite interesting, something I did not expect. So Cody Rhodes and the OC, they're going to be joining forces. Did not see that coming. I agree, James. I definitely agree. Tonight definitely flew by. No doubt about it. It was a pretty good night, pretty fast night. Did not feel like 2 hours whatsoever. You're totally right about that. Yep. But this Friday, I have to say, SmackDown was also 2 hours, but that show was super slow and just... I had a hard time watching it and staying excited for that show. That was a hard show. That's right, but there's a lot to look forward to when it comes to this Friday as well. It seems like it's going to be a pretty good show on Rampage because we've got, of course, a special start time, as we know. Slam Dunk start time, 7 p.m. Eastern. In action, it's going to be Daniel Garcia and Ricky Starks. They're going to go one-on-one. That's good. We also have the Elite. So Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are going to be in action against a Top Flight and AR Fox. Sounds pretty cool. And also, Jade Cargill is going to be fighting Vert Wixen. So Rampage sounds like it's going to be a good show. And, yeah. James says, you've probably seen AEW having few house shows now. It's pretty cool, right? AEW definitely doing a good job. You know, they're taking baby steps when it comes to the house shows, the live event stuff, as they should. You know, they don't have to rush into it. But a lot happened tonight for sure, right? We saw Christian coming back, taking out Jack Perry. Of course, big matches announced. We know that Texas Death Match is going to be taking place at Revolution between Jon Moxley and Hangman Adam Page. Lots of big stuff happened tonight. And Kip Sabian, by the way, in action, looks just so good. So good with Ford. Gary says, makes sense. The OC and Cody Rhodes were in the Bullet Club at one point in time. You're right, Gary. You're right. Different times, right? But they're finally going to be teaming up together. I believe they're teaming up together for the first time, so it's pretty cool. Anyways, here we are. We're taking a look at last Wednesday's Dynamite when we saw Hook getting a bit too aggressive in a backstage segment. What do you guys think about Hook? I asked this question early on. Nobody commented on it, so I'll ask it again. What do you guys think about Hook? Is he still as relevant, as hyped as he once was? Or do you feel that the hype has died down on Hook and he's not the same guy that we used to get excited about early on? What do you feel about Hook? Let me know, guys. By the way, here we are, Matt Hardy in a leopard print red shirt. Interesting to see him.
Do you know how I spent my precious weekend, Tony? No. It was on conference calls with Jesse Jackson, with Al Sharpton, with Angela Davis. So I hope that by the end of tonight, AEW management has good news for me. Look at me, Tony. I'm a freak of nature.
Justice, and I'm waiting on the verdict with you. But, where were you last week? I threw a huge bash for the firm. Huge. It was morale, man. It was awesome. Yeah, morale high. Yeah.
Were there ladies there?
Yes. For Renee.
Yeah, I had a little. What we doing?
Yo, what I tell you about that? Guys, hang on one second. Hang on. Okay, I've been told that Hook has been suspended pending investigation.
Oh, there you go. Speak of the devil, and the devil's been suspended. Hook has been suspended pending investigation. He just received word we're not going to be seeing Hook, at least until Revolution, I assume. So, that's that. Let's go, Jade Cargill. She got the victory this Friday. Oh yeah, that's right. Jade Cargill needs to be the AEW Women's Champion. Let's go, Jade. My queen, says Rick. Yeah, I see you. And speaking of queens, here we are with the two queens coming out. You got Toni Storm coming out here with Saraya. Toni Storm is going to be in action. The triple threat main event of the night. Toni Storm, Britt Baker, Ruby Soho. Let's see which one's going to be victorious. But, of course, Toni Storm has got some backups, got some friend here, ringside. Saraya in her corner. And Clay, once again, great to see you. And Roman Reigns. Yeah, we'll get Roman Reigns up here as well. Hook is boring, says Ricky. That's interesting. Gary says Hook needs a good challenger. Oh, wow. What the hell just happened here? Wait, who? Who were they trying to assault? Was it an audience member? Who was that lady? All right. And here we are, Dr. Britt Baker coming out. I really hope that Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D, picks up the victory here. I would love to see Ruby Soho get her shot as well, but I feel that I want Britt Baker to get this victory more than anybody else tonight. Britt Baker truly deserves the win here tonight, is what I feel. And James says, yes, Hook still huge. Did you see the match where he slammed Big Marcy? Let me take a look at that. I missed out on quite a few stuff when I was away, yeah? Let's see. Hook and Marcy. Oh, I see it. That's quite impressive. That is pretty cool. Alright. Yeah, Ricky, I hope so too. I really hope that D.M.D picks up the victory here tonight as well. I'm so excited. Texas Deathmatch at Revolution, says Kenneth. It's going to be a good match, brother. Absolutely, it's going to be a great match. But anyways, this triple threat match is where, it all goes down. Toni Storm, Ruby Soho, Britt Baker. Let's see how this goes down tonight. And here we are, big uppercut right here from Ruby Soho to Britt Baker. Britt Baker in trouble. Toni Storm grabs her from behind. Ruby Soho rolls her up for the cover. Britt Baker taking a backseat. A big kick right there to Storm. kicking her out the ring right there. And seems like Ruby Soho and Britt Baker expected for her to work with her, but of course that did not happen. And it's Britt Baker and Ruby Soho going one-on-one while Toni Storm here arrests ringside. And Britt Baker with an Irish whip to Soho. And Soho once again with a reversal. Britt Baker takes her down, goes for the cover, and it's going to be a kick out right there. That's right. No surprise, a kick out very early into the thing. And once again, Britt Baker has been dragged out of the ring by Toni Storm, who was sitting there ringside, and gets Britt Baker down. Toni Storm wasting no time before getting back into the ring here against Ruby Soho. And they go one-on-one here. Ruby Soho is now going to sit back and take the insult. Grabs her, holds her in her headlock before striking her with the shoulder, getting her down right there. Ruby Soho once again sending Toni Storm to the ropes. Reversal right there for Toni Storm once again. Ow. Oh, Britt Baker, who was just trying to get back into the ring here, has been pushed back outside by Toni Storm. And Ruby Soho also takes out Toni Storm. She rolls out the ring to safety. And Ruby Soho now all alone in the ring. Ruby Soho is fired up. Look at her. Oh, don't tell me you're going to picture-in-picture now, AEW. Oh, dear. Alright, they go to picture-in-picture real early into the match. And here we are. Britt Baker was standing tall all by herself in the ring before Toni Storm shuts her up, grabs her, and pushes her back down to the mat. And here we are, Toni Storm now celebrating a bit too early, showing off quite a bit here. And once again, turns her attention back to Britt Baker, kicks her down. And Ruby Soho now ringside, taking some rest. We are down to the final 7 minutes of the show. The match will be over, I'm pretty sure within 5 or 6 minutes here, as we are soon to go off the air. But quite a show tonight. Quite a show indeed. Jade not losing the title. Still, Statlander returning a few more. I agree. Yeah, I don't think that Jade Cargill is going to lose. Actually, Jade Cargill has been champion for a ridiculously, quite a few number of days, and I feel like she should continue her title reign. She's been pretty good, pretty impressive, getting better, obviously, as the weeks go on. And I think that Jade Cargill should be champion at least, until the score reaches 99-0. And, she should probably lose in the 100th match. She should probably lose in the 100th title defense, so the score becomes 99-1, because then that loss will just be a lot more sour than ever, and the sour grapes will then come into effect, and the rivalry will then begin, hopefully with Statlander. So Jade Cargill, Statlander, 99-1. Let's make it happen, AEW. Let's make it happen. By the way, here we are. Of course, some PS5 commercial. PSVR, by the way, is coming out very soon. Virtual reality headset for the PlayStation 5, which actually seems like it's going to be a pretty good, headset, because not only does it track the movement of your head, but also has eye tracking inbuilt into the headset, which I believe is the first time ever that's coming to a headset like that. So, really excited about the PSVR that's coming out. I believe February 22nd. Of course, I'm going to be getting it as well, and we're going to be doing some gameplays in VR right here on YouTube, so you'll be able to watch me freak out and play your favorite games in VR on the PS5 in a few weeks. So, looking forward to it, guys. Once again, a power slap. It's interesting. We're getting a power slap commercial in picture-in-picture. Anybody here a power slap fan? Anybody here watches? Tell me, guys. You gotta be honest, right? You don't have. I'm not gonna judge you, maybe, but anybody here watches power slap? Let me know. All right, and it's gonna be up next as well. So interesting. And here we are, Toni Storm once again.
Our main event continues live from Laredo, Texas, here on Dynamite. Toni Storm, Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D, and Ruby Soho squared off in a three-way match, and Britt Baker trying to gain the advantage. But these three-way situations so dangerous.
I know, James. That's right. No, it's all okay. It's all fun and games until somebody really gets seriously hurt. And I've seen some clips of it on Twitter and whatnot, and I've seen people getting their face disfigured, leaving with concussion and whatnot. I don't think that's fun. I think that's exploitation, to be honest. So I cannot get behind the whole power slap concept. It's exploiting people, right? I can't get behind. I cannot support something like that. I just can't. Gary, once again, that's right. Gary says, if I want to see power slapping, I'll go to a biker bar or any given Friday, Saturday night. That is funny. What about Sunday nights? Sunday nights, is it all like usual business? They don't get crazy? Is it only Friday and Saturday? That's quite interesting, Gary. You gotta do a watch along from one of those biker bars for us, Gary. Anyways, here we are. Toni Storm once again standing tall in the ring. Britt Baker and Ruby Soho, both of them down. Toni Storm oozing the heel heat as she goes. And Ruby Soho stops her in the middle of it, gets her down. Once again, looking to take care of Britt Baker too, but Britt Baker one step ahead, takes out Ruby Soho, goes for the cover, and Toni Storm with a kick to the back of the head of Britt Baker stops the cover right there. And Jamie Hayter is actually there ringside. And seems like Jamie Hayter is cheering on Ruby Soho. Let's see. I really want Britt Baker to win this one. Oh, she's cheering on Britt Baker. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. I really want Britt Baker to win this one. I really do. Let's see. Who do you think is going to win, or who do you want to win this match? For me, without a doubt, it's Britt Baker. Sunday nights are power shot night. I see, Gary. That is funny. Okay. That is hilarious. Alright, here we are now. Ruby Soho grabs Toni Storm. Toni Storm once again, one step ahead. That's right. Britt Baker approaches him from behind. It's a roll-up cover on Toni, and Toni kicks out. Wow. Out of the blue, a roll-up cover right here from Britt Baker. Toni Storm, great in-ring awareness for her to kick out so quickly, and a big punch to the head of Toni Storm. Toni returns the favor quickly. Britt Baker now with an elbow strike to Toni Storm, and Toni Storm once again returns the favor. Britt Baker, what a sadist. The more she gets hurt, the more she laughs, and she's got a bigger smile on her face. Now, it's a series of elbow strikes right here from Toni to Britt Baker. Britt Baker with a spinning elbow strike to Toni Storm. That takes her out for sure. And she's out, going for the cover on Toni. And oh my gosh, she kicked out, but very bare. Oh dear. All right, and James here with I believe that's a spoiler. James says that Soho wins the match. That's got to be a spoiler, right? Okay. Wow. And Soho gets in here, takes out Britt Baker, climbing the top turnbuckle. She's gonna go for the big one. Is Ruby Soho really gonna win? Oh. A sucker punch from Toni. You can't tell me that Ruby Soho won after this, right? Oh, don't tell me it's gonna be Toni Storm. Now, Soho cannot win, James. Look at her right now. Saraya gets involved now? Gotta be kidding me. Come on. This isn't right. Saraya gets involved now. And she's got some spray paint with her as well. Oh, come on. This is stupid. Come on. And she spray paints the L on Toni Storm's butt. And Toni Storm butt first right there into Britt Baker's face. Wait a second. Oh, it's really happening. James, you were right. Okay, I thought you were playing with me, but Ruby Soho actually picks up the victory. Well, good for Ruby Soho. Pick up a pretty big victory here. This was definitely a huge triple threat match. Ruby Soho, of course, gets the victory. Good for her. but Saraya and JB Hitter will not let her celebrate. Ruby Soho is victorious, and she's moving forward. I'm surprised. I really wanted Britt Baker to get her opportunity, but it's Soho instead, so I guess I'm happy for her. Let's go Ruby Soho, finally getting some recognition in AEW. That's good. Good stuff. Ruby Soho, way to go. Rampage is going to be live. It's going to be, once again, it's going to be going live early this Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, as well as 7 p.m. Eastern. So, of course, make sure to join us for Rampage. And, of course, this Saturday, we're going to be going live at 7 p.m. Eastern with the Elimination Chamber Trivia, followed by the Watchalong for the actual show. So, it's going to be good. My brother True, it's good to see you. I hope you enjoyed the show. The ending was something I did not expect. I did not think that, Ruby Soho would pick up the victory, but she did. Good for her. Thank you, my brother Ricky, my brother James, Clay, my brother True. Thank you so much for being here. Jonathan, Gary, much love to all of you. Thank you so much, Ricky. All of you, take care. I hope everybody has a great night. 6 out of 10 from Ricky for the show. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed the show tonight. It was a quick show. Time flew by. 2 hours felt like nothing. I enjoyed it. It was great. And Gary and I are on the same page with the 7. James as well. I love that. That's right. Team 7, baby. I love it. All right. With that being said, Twitter, right? We're going to try the Twitter voice conversations, audio calls, starting SmackDown. So, yeah, whatever technical glitch I had going today with the echo, we'll probably take care of it by Friday. So, we're going to test that out. So, if you haven't followed me on Twitter yet, make sure to do so because we're going to have a good time. Thank you once again, Jonathan. Have a great day as well. Have a great night. Sleep well. And get your hot chocolate tomorrow. I know you're craving some hot chocolate right now. Because I am too. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ricky. Really appreciate it. Everybody, have a good night. Sleep well. I'm going to be seeing you on Friday. Also, I'll be here playing some Harry Potter tomorrow. So, yeah. I'll see you all there. Have a good night. Take care. Friday for wrestling. Tomorrow for some Harry Potter. So I'll see you all there. Have a good night, guys. That's right. Take care, James. Bye-bye. Take care. And sleep well. Good night.